I guess we're back to everything being being released at the same time because we have all nope, wrong button. All the new heroes have been revealed at the same time. Thankfully, it's revealed the day after my birthday, so I don't have to film footage on my birthday. I got to fully enjoy that. It was a great time. I just went to spend time with the family. And then I got a bunch of happy birthdays from family and friends. And then even on, YouTube, I got people sending me art. I got one from Dr. Indominus, which is great. And then one from Graphosaurus, who made this beautiful looking artwork. This is a person who definitely watches a lot of my videos because I can name like exactly where he got each of these from. But enough about that. I know you're not here for me. You're here for the character. So let's start in order. We have Gazelle, a character that I'm surprised they didn't introduce sooner. Because, well, I mean, I believe it's on the same line as Powerline, and, are you friends with Powerline? You are! I knew it! I knew you would be! Because you're, obviously, different genre, but same status, basically. You cannot... Okay, they could have included her whole speech, but they didn't. Now, let's, oh wait, no, I have to read the description. Giselle's a kind, optimistic performer and passionate activist. Is she? I mean, I guess. She doesn't really have that much of a character. I mean, she did have that little speech that says that she was, disapproving of the status of Zootopia after the carnivores were being locked up. Through music, dance, and her words, she inspires others, promotes unity, and encourages everyone to work together and support one another. Therefore, she is a support for the back line. Makes sense. I mean, it's a gazelle. Gazelles are pretty delicate, I imagine. Was that? I need to pay attention to the sounds later. Let's look at the skills. Hip sway. I'm not going to comment on that. Every time an ally is below 50% HP, Gazelle, because, funny, animal wordplay, grants 5 momentum stacks to them with her basic attacks. Active, Gazelle performs a dance until she runs out of energy, shaking her hips to the side. While dancing, Gazelle and her allies gain an HP shield every second. Additionally, all allies take 75% less damage from all sources. That's a really good defensive skill. No, not the Jack Scream. I remember earlier I said that when I was doing this with Mikey, I addressed how if we have a bunch of these characters at the same time, you're going to hear a lot of Jack Scream. And I was right. I did a team with Phineas and Jack Skellington, and it was nonstop this sound. And it's Gazelle. It doesn't fit. That does not fit her at all. Ugh. Giselle speaks through her handheld speaker, inspiring her team and calling for peace, healing all allies for HP and dealing normal damage for 5 seconds to all enemies. If an ally received 3 debuffs in the last 5 seconds, Gazelle also overloads that ally for 7 seconds. Overloaded allies have their skill levels increased. Ooh. I'm sure that's not a new thing, but it's not something I see very often. But I'm sorry, I gotta comment on the skill. I've said this multiple times before. There are so many sounds in this game that you could reuse. Why is it only this one? Why can't they use any other sound? And that's another one that I hear very often. Gazelle sings passionately into her microphone, projecting a powerful note that sends a shockwave through the battlefield, knocking back and dealing normal damage to all enemies. But you know, at least this sound actually fits Gazelle. This does not. After the knockback, 2 enemies are charmed for 6 seconds. If the enemy is immune to charm, they are instead shattered for 12 seconds. Oh, is this a loop animation? Ooh. Oh. That's nice. Oh, look at that. Yeah. I personally, I would have also added her backup dancers, the muscular tigers, to just appear. Like how Felix has the Nicelanders appear when he does his little dance. Maybe that is the case. Nah, who am I kidding? They can barely make characters... Well, no, this is a good animation. I'm not going to fault it. I mean, I've already talked about your voice, so might as well give some credit here. You got a good animation for the victory. That's a good victory. After hip sway, allies shield... Hip sway allies... Okay, so after the shield breaks from that move, That ally gains reality and armor 5 seconds. For 5 seconds. When an ally falls up to 40%... What? When an ally falls up to 40% HP, Gazelle sacrifices 15% of her HP to heal an ally for a certain amount. This heal is increased by 10% per momentum stack on that ally. If Gazelle's health falls on the 50% HP... I feel like there's some spelling errors here. What the heck? During this sacrifice, she becomes berserk for 10 seconds. Gazelle can provide HP this way once every 6 seconds. Gilded Bracelets. The charm on True Melody will now target the 2 enemies with the highest skill power. Additionally, enemies charmed this way heal Gazelle's ally with the lowest HP percentage for a certain amount with their basic attacks. For every 2 disables applied to allies, Gazelle increases her max HP by a certain amount, up to a maximum of, like, is that 1,000,000? And it increases depending on the level. For every 5 stackable debuffs applied to allies, Gazelle grants 7 momentum stacks. If the momentum stacks are already maxed, Gazelle will instead make allies immune to scare for 25 seconds. That's a long time to be immune to scare. Additionally, Gazelle increases her reality up to a maximum of like 199, and again, increases each time, which is why I don't bother reading the numbers, because it's different depending on what level you are. And this is with Clawhauser. Gazelle's allies gain 20% of Gazelle's max HP increases. Additionally, 200% attack speed to Gazelle and her allies when they have a shield buff, as well as 200% movement speed for the same buff. I mean, same shield requirements. And for Powerline, whenever Gazelle gains a reality increase, allies each gain reality equal to 20% of Gazelle's reality. Additionally, all damage done to Gazelle and allies while they have 50% damage. Wait, plus 50%? All damage done to Gazelle and allies while they have a momentum buff. Next, we have Power Benevolence, Speed Benevolence, Precision Benevolence, Fruitful I messed up! Revenge! Wait, what? Fruitful Revenge? Is that a new one? Bountiful Growth, Battle Badge, and Subclasses. Okay, that's Gazelle. Let me look at the animations. I was too busy commenting on the sounds. That's a very simple one. That one makes sense. I think they even reused Cusco's, party decorations there as well. So, okay animations. This one's probably the best one, no question. That's really nice. Nice rhythm right there. But, again, same problem as previous heroes, recycling sounds, and not the same sounds. It was irritating before, but now it's really becoming a problem, because I've got, like, at least, I can have a full team of heroes that makes Jack's call, which means, unless I'm quick fighting, I'm gonna be doing battle, listening to Jack's call as the soundtrack. Someone should make a remix of that. Next up, let's get to Ernesto de la Cruz, which is the one that everyone is excited for from what I've seen, because every time someone tells me, oh, there's a new update, Ernesto's in it, that's all they say. They say Ernesto's here. Now, let's take a look at, you have to do whatever it takes to seize your moment. Ernesto de la Cruz shines with charm and elegance, presenting himself as an adored star, but behind his gallant exterior lies vanity, greed, and a desperate hunger for fame. His relentless ambition drives him to do whatever it takes to stay on top. I just realized, it is technically, the Day of the Dead soon, right? Or did that already pass? Sorry, I haven't memorized the date of that one, since it's not a holiday I celebrate. But, yeah, makes sense that he'd come out, like, around this time. Now, let's jump into your skills and see if you are as impressive as you were advertised. Okay, that's a simple one, but good. Passive. Ernesto de la Cruz's basic attacks deal fantastic damage to 3 enemies with the lowest current HP. Whenever Ernesto falls below 90% of his max HP, incoming damage is redirected and split between himself and the 3 allies with the highest current HP. Active. Ernesto de la Cruz fixes his hair and puffs out his chest. Wait, does he puff out his chest? No, he doesn't. And if he does, it's very subtle. Well, he doesn't really have much of a chest puff out anyway. Dealing fantastic damage to the enemy with the lowest current HP, granting himself precise for 15 seconds, and applying distract to the targeted enemy for 10 seconds. This distract cannot be dodged, cleansed, or prevented by Hardy. Yeah, of course, another one of those. If the targeted enemy reaches 0 HP immediately or within 8 seconds, Ernesto will gain 8 momentum stacks and apply distract again to the lowest current HP enemy. Very interesting. Just taking a listen, I didn't hear anything. But, is this a good animation? It's okay. Every time an enemy reaches 0 HP, Ernesto de la Cruz rejoices at the fire... That's a bit dark. Granting himself skill power and becoming overloaded for 8 seconds. If an ally is KO'd, Ernesto instead gains skill power for 5 seconds, and all fantastic damage will always crit for the next 15 seconds. He gains buffs depending on how many people fall in battle. Enemy or ally. That's messed up. When a combined total of 4 enemies reaching 0 HP or allies being KO'd has occurred, Ernesto becomes immune to disables for 30 seconds. Okay, interestingly, okay, let me even finish. Overloaded allies have their skill levels increased by 120. Okay, so interestingly, it says that allies have to be KO'd, but 4 enemies reaching 0 HP. Does that mean that, for ally, if you're allied with Judy or Hades, when they reach 0 HP and revive, that doesn't count. But if they were enemies, because it specifically says 0 HP, does that mean that if you're is this meant to be countering revival characters during arena defense? Because he gets extra power every time they do that. Oh, that's a unique niche. Oh, very nice. This is for arena. Usually I say, okay, that's for arena defense, or that's for campaign, blah, blah, blah. This one is for arena attack. Okay. Okay, Ernesto. You've got a very unique role in the game. Fear charge. He just runs. But at least he's moving. I gotta say this, these characters are definitely more animated compared to previous ones. Ernesto de la Cruz runs he does not look terrified, though. He looks quite jolly. He looks very happy to charge through the enemies. Dealing fantastic damage and knocking back enemies as they get hit. For each enemy knocked back, Ernesto will gain 5 determination stacks and 5 empowered stacks. Broken Blessing. Oh no, we haven't... This is truly the most powerful character in the game. Look at him. He's asserting his dominance with a T-pose. Okay, yeah, Ernesto. I think he's a winner here. He really is the best one right now. Unless, the next character can really impress me. Ernesto de la Cruz loves being the center of attention. Ain't that the truth? I don't even think that has anything to do with the skill. It's just while Ernesto is the most wanted, he now heals himself for 100% of his damage dealt, and his basic attacks silence enemies for 8 seconds. Enemy targets that are immune to silence get their max HP reduced for 75% for 3 seconds. If Ernesto is not the most wanted ally, his basic attacks and skills deal bonus fantastic damage and become energized. While energized by this skill, Ernesto gains 100 extra energy each time he basic attacks. Okay, they really paid attention to how this character works, because wow, some of these skills just work so well for him. Really nice. Very well done with Ernesto. Radiant Sombrero. Whenever Ernesto de la Cruz receives 5 debuffs, he cleanses himself and casts Fear Charge instantly. This effect can only trigger once every 4 seconds. If Ernesto reaches 30% HP, he heals for a certain amount per second for 8 seconds and cleanses himself, forcing the ally with the lowest current HP to distract the enemy team for 8 seconds. If the ally is KO during this effect, the distract is applied to the lowest current HP ally, and Ernesto heals for 100% of his max HP, becoming invincible for 8 seconds, and increasing his damage by 100% for 4 seconds. While Ernesto is invincible, if another ally is KO during this effect, the invincibility's duration is extended by 8 seconds. Ernesto cannot be KO'd while there are at least 2 allies left. Wow. Okay. I guess he could also be useful for arena defense, but like, honestly, arena attack, that's the way to go for this character. This is MO, and this is FA. I'm just gonna check. I don't really have time to guess. Oh, this is interesting. Mother Gothel and Dr. Facilier. So, let's see. Mother Gothel, for each enemy KO'd, Ernesto de la Cruz gains 20% of that enemy's stackable buffs. Do you know how many buffs each character gets? Dang! If he gains more than 2 different buff types this way, which he definitely will, all enemies lose 100% armor and reality negation. Ernesto can gain up to a maximum of 5 this way per wave. Okay, that's good, because they have to put a cap on that. Otherwise, he could just become the most powerful character in the field. Yeah. Plus a few more things, including basic damage and armor whenever Ernesto, when they have determination. And as for Dr. Facilier, that was already a really good one. How is this one going to be? Is it even going to be better? For each ally KO'd, Ernesto de la Cruz gains 20% of their... What? Okay, hang on. Oh, okay, is it the same thing? But it's for enemies this time. Oh, no, sorry. That one was for enemies. This is for allies. Got it. But all damage done to Ernesto while they have... It's situational, but I think this one offers just a bit more to make it more useful. Health Drain, Relentless, Nimble, Corrupted Dose, Invincible Momentum, Battle Badge, and Edit subclasses. Okay, Ernesto's delivering right now because, wow, that was, yeah, wow. Okay, yeah, Ernesto. That's a really good one right there. And Marie. It's funny, you got like Gazelle, which is, that's a fairly large animal. Then you got Ernesto de la Cruz, which is like the big man. And then you just got a kitten. A tiny little kitten. I guarantee that's Ariel's song, the song right there. Ladies do not start fights, but they can finish them. Again, Aristocrats, a movie I watched a lot when I was younger. So, I know I know these characters. I know these characters a lot. A small white kitten with a big attitude, Marie balances her ladylike charm with a fierce determination. Don't underestimate her. Beneath her sweet appearance lies sharp claws. Okay, so if she's coming, then we're obviously going to get her brothers, and we can have a full cat team. I mean, we could already make a full team of cats, but like, we can have all the Aristocrats in one team, just like the Incredibles. That's fun. I like that. Now let's jump right into the skills and animations. Swift Strike. That's a charge. She's going to charge through and then come back to the back. Passive. Marie's basic attacks, everyone has a passive these days, deal fantastic damage. If the target enemy has damaged Marie in the last 10 seconds, they lose armor and reality for 5 seconds. This armor and reality reduction duration is increased by 5 extra seconds for each instance of damage Marie took from that enemy during that time, up to a maximum of 45 seconds. Active. Marie dashes through enemies, removing 10 random buffs and silencing them for 10 seconds. Enemies who have damaged Marie in the last 10 seconds also take extra fantastic damage and are knocked back. Who's gonna be knocked back by a kitten? Milk Sip. Oh, okay. Isn't that supposed to be like narcotic? Oh well. Marie drinks from a bowl of milk, gaining 8 momentum stacks and armor and reality for 12 seconds. During this time, for each instance of damage, she gains an additional amount of armor and reality up to a maximum amount. Enemies who trigger Marie's momentum become vulnerable for 8 seconds. Cheeky Taunt. Wait, I didn't see the animation. Oh, just a tongue stick. Marie sticks out her tongue, dealing fantastic damage to all enemies. If one of the target enemies attacked Marie in the last 5 seconds, Marie deals, instead, a bunch of fantastic damage to that enemy and stuns for 5 seconds. The stun duration is increased by 5 extra seconds for each instance of damage Marie took from that enemy during that time, up to a maximum of 30 seconds. Sweet Ribbon. Oh, that's a cute victory animation. I like that one. Oh. In the next 10 seconds, after Marie's HP falls below 50% of her basic attacks, below 50%, her basic attacks deal bonus fantastic damage for each debuff applied to her during that wave, up to a maximum of a certain amount of fantastic damage. If an enemy is KO'd by Marie while she's under this effect, she heals herself for 100% of her max. She just fully heals. Whenever an enemy deals more than 20% of Marie's max HP as fantastic damage in a single hit, they lose skill power for 5 seconds. While this reduction is not active, Marie is immune to Fantastic Crit. Soft Elegance. When enemies have armor or reality debuffs from Marie, they also have their tenacity and evasion reduced by 900. Additionally, whenever an enemy applies a debuff to Marie, she removes 3 buffs from that enemy and applies 1 stack of weakness. Marie can remove buffs from each enemy this way once every second. When casting Cheeky Taunt, Marie now distracts the target enemies and gains Reflect for 10 seconds. While Reflect is active, Marie heals for 200% of the damage she reflects back to enemies. Then we have Du. Is that like Duke? And then, I'm just gonna check. Bagheera and Duchess, of course. Her mom. She has to have a friendship with her mom. Milk Sip buffs are also granted to allies. Additionally, whenever Marie or an ally consume a stack of momentum, they deal 20% more damage for the next 5 seconds. This effect can stack up to 500% more damage. Max HP, skill power, and basic damage to Marie and allies while they have a momentum buff. And as for Bagheera, that's an interesting story. For the first 15 seconds of each wave, Marie takes 16% less damage, and that can increase per star level. Cheeky Taunt has 10% shorter cooldown. Skill power to Marie while they have Reflect buff. Predictive Debilitation, Power Debilitation, Speed Debilitation, Augmented Stun, Reflective Refuge, Battle Badge, and subclasses. Okay. Now, off of first impressions, I think Ernesto's the best one. Marie is, like, fine enough that I like her more. And I don't know. The sound effects are blinding me to your one good animation when... you have good animations, but, like, yeah. Anyway, which one of you... I believe Santa Beauty... Team for Ernesto de la Cruz and both prize wall characters. Okay, then let's throw them into... Such a tiny kitten. It's funny. Now let's jump into battle. Yep, she just... Oh, look at her skipping the battle. And you can... But she's so low that she can barely... Why is she in the front? Oh no, we won't even get to see the defeat animation. Oh, okay, it's happening so fast. Hi, King Tigger. Gazelle? Hello? Oh, she's not dead. That's why. Yeah, anyway, Merry Christmas, I guess. Sure thing. Oh. I saw it, but it was covered. And Gazelle just kind of... I guess Gazelle just refused to die. Let's do that, one at a time, shall we? Let's start with Ernesto. So he just walks in confidently, just a regular walk animation, but he does a little salute in the... Okay, and he just charged through, and then he's dead. The hat just magically falls off, and he just kind of gives up. Not a great defeat animation, but you know what? It's fine. He made up for everything else, so I will allow it. Let us do Gazelle next. I think Gazelle's kind of bugged, because she did not die. Yep, there's Ariel's song. There's Jack's scream. Oh, there we go. Just okay, regular. Yeah, I'm sorry, Gazelle. You're kind of my least favorite out of the 3. And Marie, if we can even see you. There we go. She's not in the lower center now. There we go. She starts battle drinking milk. Very nice. Now, she definitely seems to be the tankiest one, which is crazy because of how tiny she is. They seem to like doing that, don't they? Where they make the smallest characters the tankiest. It was the same with Lee. Oh! Oh, wait! She tried to carry herself up, but she tripped. Okay. That's a good defeat animation. Very nice. Okay, so yeah. I believe in terms of skills alone, Ernesto's the best one. For sure, because it's very unique. Then we have Marie as probably my second favorite because I don't know. I like aristocrats. And, sorry, Hunwee, I never unlocked you. Gazelle. Probably the last one because I've mentioned earlier, you got some good animations here and there, but like, especially this one, this is a nice animation, but, in terms of like, the sound effects kind of drag you down. It's not that you're bad, it's just that, someone has to be at the bottom, and unfortunately, it's you this time. You just have a few more negatives than positives, compared to the other two, where I don't really have any negatives to say. Yeah, that's it. That's where I'm gonna end this video. I will see you next month. because we're back to 3 characters per month, which is not that great, because I prefer when it's like each character released throughout the month rather than all at once. But you know what? Here we are. We test them all out. Okay, just one little extra because Gino Damalde sent this right after I finished recording. And yeah, here we go. Let's just throw in these 2. Okay, Marie is definitely coming in. Also, the entrance animation is also really good for Marie, because it's just a boundless skip, and she's already dead. See, that's what I'm talking about with Felix. I wish that was the same for... Oh, we need to actually win with Gazelle to actually get something. Let's see. Let's see if we can win with Gazelle using some characters. Also, did I mention Anne's Halloween costume? I think I did in a previous episode or something. Oh, now that we have Ariel here, we're gonna have 2 characters singing that song. Oh, yeah, oh, wow! Anne, whoa, go, calm down, Anne, whoa! Oh, Gazelle has one of those animations, where it's like, she just constant... I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Nope, okay, just a regular dance. No tiger pop-up like Felix does. Okay, yeah, now, end for real this time.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video from beginning to end. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel and join the Zainreborn community. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.